So the last time I did one of these film recap videos and the Rockets lost, I said I thought the biggest reason we lost is because we did not pick a struggle that game. We do not put threes up on volume and we don't make threes. The ones that we do take, we just don't make, right? That was my biggest issue with that particular game. I think the game we witnessed last night against the Denver Nuggets is that times like 10 because not only did we not put threes up on volume and didn't make the ones we put up, we also struggled tremendously from the free throw line and we also struggled with ball security. And I think you just combine all those forces together, and that is how you get the embarrassment that was the Houston Rockets last night against the Denver Nuggets. So I pulled up the film to kind of go over some things that I saw last night that are just problematic. But funny enough, I'm gonna start with some positivity because I think a lot of the things that were going on in terms of discourse online surrounding this game was that our offense was just unwatchable because of the design of it. I'm gonna show y'all we got some really good looks. This being one of them, right? This is a play we're gonna run with Katie and Shingo. You know what I'm saying? Little quick two-man action. Not the best friend in the world, but gets the job done, right? We now have Jokic trolling the play with Shingo. They obviously come here at gap to kind of take away this role option from Shingun. Obviously, Min's getting ready for this lob right here from Eric Gordon, right? So what happens? All this movement, all the screen action, whatever, it results in Jabari Smith getting a wide open three. Christian Braun tags him in there. Jabari's not wide open. So that's good offense to me. I'm sorry, that's great offense. All right, but this is an example of something that is unacceptably bad, and I have defended Ime Udoka. This is one thing, as nuanced as I can be. I do not think Ime Udoka's done a good job on. We need to drive home to our guys that if your name is not Reed Shepard, Amin Thompson, Kevin Durant, or Alperen Şengün, you do not need to be making decisions in transition or quite frankly, like too much in the half court set. Like you are respectfully a role player. Can you imagine if during the James Harden days if we were letting Trevor Ariza bring the ball up the court and initiate offense? Like that cannot happen. This needs to just be an immediate rebound, kick it to Alfred Şengün right now, right here. I love Tari Eason. I don't want him doing this, right? Because what ends up happening is, and I don't know if you remember, they put Jokic on Tari last night. Why they put Jokic on Tari last night? Because they were perfectly fine with him being a decision maker. And why? Tari, you have not been a good above the break 3-point shooter at all this season, which is a problem in and of itself. The fact that our shooters cannot hit above the break threes. Tari's been a bad shooter, period. But recently, but at least he was at one point in time this season a good corner shooter. He's never been a good above the break shooter. This is what Denver wants. They want him walking into pull up threes. If the Rockets offense boils down to Tari's and pull up threes, the Nuggets are very happy right now. This is very, very bad and should never ever happen again. The other thing that I want to mention is people talk about how the Rockets don't always run the most like design set plays, and like that's not true. I'm gonna show some examples of that as well in this compilation. But what I also want to point out is that you don't always have to go into a playbook or a clipboard and draw up X's and O's to get a good look. Like that's not always what basketball is. I hate to inform people, but a lot of NBA offenses are just read and react. You ask your creators to create an advantage and then to make a play off of that advantage. And what we see here, this isn't like some sort of design play, but Reed Shepard is just really talented at creating an advantage and making the right read off of it, right? He just peeps that Josh Okogie is being left wide open here, and he very smartly throws this skip pass to Josh Okogie. This is great basketball to me. I'm sorry, this is great hoops. My point guard just got us a wide open three. We just missed it. And then the play doesn't stop there because Capella does get the offensive rebound. This is like Houston Rockets from 2025 all over again. Miss a good look, get the rebound, kick it right out, get another good look, right? Aaron Gordon splitting Reed and KD here. He chooses to stay with KD, which leaves Reed wide open for three. So 40% 3-point shooter. It's a brick and good put back by Akogi. But my point is we struggled to make open threes last night, which is something that we struggled to do on a season wide thing. And that's one of the reasons why I can't look at Ime Udoka and say he's failing us. We got a great shooter, a wide open three. We just didn't make it last night. What are you supposed to do? The thing I end up hating about these compilations when I go back and like rewatch the film is it ends up looking like a Reed Shepard hate compilation because when I talk about the threes being a huge reason why we lose, right? I think 3 points, shot making is the bread and butter of a lot of good teams. And like I think you very rarely see teams that struggle to make threes produce good offense consistently. You very rarely see that. So that's why I harp on it so much. And I think, like I said, part of the problem is we don't put threes up on volume. So these reels end up looking like reach up or hate compilations because he's one of the only guys on this team who puts up threes on volume, which I respect. I commend him for. I love him for it. But at the same time, it ends up making him look like he's the bad apple when he just had an off night from shooting. But to like guess large picture this, I need Jabari, I need Tari, I need these other guys on this team. Man, put up threes. Like just shoot them, right? Like Jabari finished the game with just two threes last night. That is unacceptable. That just cannot happen. Jabari should be one of the best shooters on this team. We did not draft him to only put up two threes a night. That is unacceptable to me. So even though I think Jabari played overall a pretty solid game, I think the fact that he only put up two threes is just bad, bro. We already have a men in Shingun who are not gonna put up threes. We already know those two. Those are two guys who are high in usage, high in minutes, starters, all that good stuff, who do not put up threes. We cannot have our role players also not putting up threes. It's just not going to work. So, like I said, this ends up looking like a reach up or hate reel because he also gets an open three here. This is, like I said, not out of a design set play, but that's a little, little screen here to make sure this is a wide open three, right? Reed just misses it. What are you supposed to do? Reed's going to come off this screen here, get to the heart of the defense, and make a really good read to a wide open Josh Okogie. This is point guard play. This is what you want to see. You want to see your guy get into the heart of a defense, collapse it, make guys have to make some rotations, right? And men kind of cuts that kind of freezes Tim Hardaway Jr. here, right? This is good point guard play. He got to the heart of the defense, got the defense to commit to him, found an open shooter. This just has to be a make, man. It just has. That is NBA offense in 2026. You get to a heart of a defense. You make the defense make a reaction to what you did, and then you make the read from there. Right. This is great basketball from Reed Shepard. Got a wide open three. We just don't make them. Like I said, I did not like the fact that Jabari only took two threes last night because, like I said, he's 6'11", right? Like most guys cannot contest Jabari's jump shot. So like this shot may not have been the best shot quality in the world. Like I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna watch this clip and be like, Will, this is not a good shot. I love this pull. I love this pull, and he misses it. I love this pull from Jabari. Shoot four more of these a game, Jabari. Come off the little pick and pop action with Reed, right? Walk into it. This is a good shot. This is a really good shot. I need more of these. I need more of this in the Rockets offense. This should be a staple. Pick and pop actions with Jabari Smith Jr. This should be great. This is easy offense. This is a good look. We just missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I cannot look at coach and say, man, you just didn't scheme up enough good looks for us. This is really good. This is good basketball. We just missed. If he makes this shot, I promise we're all very happy right now. I think I've been screaming a lot recently that the Reed Shepard, Alperen Sengun two-man game should be a staple of the Rockets offense. We're going to see that here, right? Reed comes off the screen. That's a great screen from Alperen Sengun to make sure Bruce Brown cannot stay attached to Reed Shepard here. And I say it all the time, man, guys are not like, I don't care that Sengun can't shoot. Jonas Valanciunas is above the three-point line right here. And the reason why is because he knows if he plays deep drop, Reed's walking into a pull-up three or a pull-up mid-range, right? So to take away Reed Shepard's pull-up three, he's playing level the screen. He's above the three-point line, right? Which now leads when Shingun rolls, right? What happens? The big man whose job it is to make sure he doesn't score at the rim, he's now at the three-point line. He's now playing catch-up, right? So what happens is now we're having to react to that, right? Men's gonna be at dunker spot. Teams know Shingun's looking to throw that lob, right? Teams know he will throw that lob. So now Tim Hardaway Jr. is kind of in a compromising position. Jamal Murray, same thing. He's kind of going to tag down here, right? What happens? What happens? They're trying to take away that. What happens? Tari Eason is now left wide open in the corner. And this is a guy who early this season was shooting lights out from the corners. Wide open three-point shot in the corner. Just didn't make it. And I'm sorry. Like, I cannot say this is bad offensive process. This is good. Shingun and Reed Shepard draw an advantage. The Denver Nuggets defense is scrambling here. They're scrambling. They're trying to figure out what do we do. It generates a wide open three. We just miss. And I'm sorry, bro. If we cannot execute this, This is a personnel issue, not a coaching issue. That is personnel. You got to be able to make that shot. That's great execution, just bad result of great execution. Another, like I said, I'm not gonna say that they went to the timeout and drew this up, but this is a great look that the Rockets generate organically on the court. They have a Min Thompson in the corner attacking this weak defender and Tim Hardaway Jr. KD is going to set an off-ball screen to make sure that when Reed comes off the screen, right, he's gonna have all this space wide open to shoot a wide open three. And a Min Thompson, willing passer, he sees the play, right? So look what happens. KD sets that screen, right? Like, yeah, I don't know if y'all saw what he did. KD's like telling Reed, get out. Look at him. He's telling him, get out, Reed. Sets that screen. Amin throws that pass right there. Boom. Wide open three for my 40% shooter. This is easy offense setup because Amin made that pass. KD made the off-ball screen and Reed relocated off-ball. This is good basketball from three players right here. It generates a really good look. This is good basketball. That's good offense. He just misses. He just misses a really good look, a really good. Like I said, I don't want to call it a play per se because I don't think they went to the timeout and drew this up. But like Katie tells Reed to get out, Reed relocates and then makes the pass. That's good basketball. This is good hoops. Just didn't matter. Right. So this issue is twofold. There's two issues here. Right. As a matter of fact, if y'all, I'm gonna play the play and then I will give my commentary. I want y'all to go to the comment section right now and tell me the two issues with this before I say it. So watch this. What are the two problems here? There was two problems in what just happened. Let me know down below if you can think of what those two problems were. The first problem, Tari Eason is not a good above the break 3-point shooter, which is a personnel issue, right? We have so many guys on this roster who live in corners but cannot make a three anywhere else. So like already off rips, this should be a good look, but because the guy who's shooting it is a poor above the break 3-point shooter, it's already an issue, right? My second issue with this, not only is he poor above the break, gang, why is Tari Eason pump faking a ghost here? Right? I said one of my biggest issues with this team is we don't put threes up on volume. Do you know why we don't put threes up on volume all the time? Because Tari does end up shooting this. But how many times a night do we watch this exact thing happen in Tari or Bari or a Kogi or any of the other guys? They'll pump fake the ghost and they'll drive it. Why does Tari pump fake this? Sets with a little drive here. Why is this not a shot? The second he catches it, boom, shoot. This should be a shot right here. He's already in the shooting pocket. Boom, catch, shoot. Jokic is giving you space. You're an NBA player. This is too much space in the NBA. This should be a shot. This should be a made three. But once again, he's poor above the break and he's pump faking a ghost. That's bad. That is really bad. I'm sorry, bro. Like that is bad. That is bad. I hate that this is becoming a Tari Eason like hate session. Same way it was looking like with Reed. I don't hate Tari. I love Tari, man. But I want y'all to notice that once again, they had Nikola Jokic guarding Tari Eason a lot last night. And they asked Nikola Jokic to just leave Tari. They did not care. Right? They was like, bro, whatever Tari does on the perimeter, that's on him. We want him to be a decision maker, right? There was a lot of times last night where they used Tari in like a short roll situation. They wanted Tari Eason to be a decision maker yesterday, right? They just left him. They just leave Tari here, right? So yes, this is kind of a grenade situation where at the end of a shot clock, nothing good has been set up here. Tari Eason is wide open. This is a wide open three. Gang, we cannot survive. You cannot survive in offense in 2026 when they are disrespecting our shooters. Jokic is saying, I don't care what Tari does. I'm going to make sure Shingun doesn't score here. All of my attention is making sure that young man doesn't score. And I guarantee you, if KD was in the same position, it'd be the same thing. They don't care about our role players. He's just wide open. This is a late, not Jamal Murray is nowhere near Tari Eason by the time he's in his shot shooting motion. Just a brick. You cannot survive in 2026 this way. If you cannot punish defenses for disrespecting you the way that Jokic is disrespecting Tar right now, if you cannot punish this, you cannot survive the offense in 2026. And that's to me, this is not a coaching issue. There's nothing that Ime Udoka can draw up that stops that from happening. You got to make the shot, man. Same thing here. Like I said, I told you it'd be the same thing with Kevin Durant. Look, they get the ball to KD. Jamal Murray immediately blitzes the ball. They did not let KD play 1-on-1 at all last night, right? So what happens? Reed Shepherd is now wide open. He's wide open. I love you, Reed. But come on, bro. You're wide open. You're a 40% shooter. It just leaves it short. What's funny is somebody sent me this clip last night as evidence of bad offense. And like I said, I'm not trying to say this is some Steve Nash, Mike D'Antoni elite ran offense. It's clearly not that. But we get good looks. We get very good looks, man. This is one of them to me. Like, and I also want to send people, I need to understand this. Like, you're not every basketball possession is not going to result in you just getting an uncontested, no one near you wide open three or wide open layup. Like, that's not basketball, right? This is a good look in 2026, right? Jamal Murray is kind of, I don't know if they're in a zone look on purpose here, but they're kind of in a 2-3. Jamal Murray can kind of look to pinch the basketball from Reed Shepherd. So what happens? That corner, I'm sorry, not that corner, that elbow kick wide open. This is a good shot. This is a good shot in 2026, man. I like this pull. Just gotta make them. Because if I then flip this and go to the Nuggets, when we made them have to make shots like this, they made them. They shot above 50% for three yesterday. When our opponents are asked to make these not perfect pretty shots, they make them. We don't, and that is why we lose. This is the last example of a 3-point shot that I'm going to show. If you want to, you can just go back and just look at all of them. Lord have mercy, right? But Amin Thompson's attacking Tim Hardaway Jr., who's not a good defender, right? And that's actually one thing I think Amin Thompson, I thought he played well yesterday. I thought he could do it a lot better at was attacking Tim Hardaway Jr. a lot more. This guy should not be able to guard you at all. With Jokic, was rim pro, this should be food for Amin Thompson, right? That being said, he did a really good job of attacking him here. Bruce Brown's going to tag, right? So what happens? Reed Shepherd is now left wide open. Amin Thompson, really good decision maker, right? He sees this. Let me get my shooter a wide open shot. My 40% shooter is wide open. And he bricked it. And feel how you want to feel. I think this is good offense. I think driving kick resulting in good looks is good offense. It just doesn't matter if we don't make the shots, man. It doesn't matter. So that's been my biggest issue with the Rockets 3-point shooting and why you just cannot win in 2026 if you're gonna get good looks from three consistently and miss them. Now, I wanted to show this play, and I'm only going to show one because I don't want to turn this into a hate Tari Eason compilation video, right? But I said earlier in this video that they used Tari as a screener out of the short roll a lot yesterday, and I don't know why. I don't know if this is something that Ime Udoka called or if Katie called this, but Tari Eason as a short roll decision maker is 100,000% what the Denver Nuggets want. They are very happy in any moment. Like I said, I want y'all to look. Jokic is guarding Tari here. They put him on Tari all night so he could just disrespect him. They want Tari in the short roll. If we have to ask Tari to do anything other than catch and shoot threes and attack closeouts, the Denver Nuggets are very happy with it. And it's bizarre to me because Tari isn't a good screener. He's not a good decision maker, and he's not a good finisher. Those are all things that I would want you to be able to do if I'm going to use as a short role player. It's even more perplexing because Amin Thompson is on the court and he is a good decision maker. He is a good screener, relative to role, obviously, relative to position, and he is a good finisher. Like, he's the best non-big finisher in the league. Next to like Giannis, I want to say. Like, why are we asking Tari to be the short roller and not Amin Thompson? So this, like I said, I'm not going to show you all the examples of it because I don't want to pick on Tari, but this is one example of what it looked like last night. This is bad. This is very bad. Like I said, I don't know. This is on KD. I don't know who's designing this one. That this is bad. This can't happen no more, right? They're gonna set a little brush screen with Tari. KD's gonna slip the pass to Tari here, right? Cool. Now we're asking Tari Eason to make a decision. The, I'm I love you, Tari. We should never be asking Tari Eason to make a decision, right? Jabari's wide open. Jabari is wide open. If this is Amin Thompson catches, he's already surveilling the court, pass wide open three, right? And if Aaron Gordon closes out, what happens? You bounce past it to Shingun, he gets a dunk. Right? This should already be a pass. But because I'm asking a guy who's not that good at making decisions to be the roller here, we get this. A guy who also I wanna don't want to hate Tari. Not a good finisher. Not a good never's been a good finisher, man. This is just bad. Like I said, nah, I don't know who drew that one up. As a matter of fact, I will blame Udoka. Not for maybe not drawing this one up, but for letting it happen all night. Because this is not the only time where this happened. This is bad. And then I wanted to highlight, or I guess low light, the turnovers, man, because we had 15 of them. And like, I'm sorry, once again, bro, you just cannot win basketball games when you were this careless with the basketball, when you just give the opponent the basketball. Somebody asked me last night, why don't we run more things? And I'm like, it's kind of difficult to run offense consistently when we are just turning the ball over in the first 10 seconds of the possession, right? So, like, love Shingo. What's going on here, man? He just throws. I know what he was thinking. He just throws the ball to Jokic. Just threw the ball. Just threw it right. Threw it right. I would have appreciated then. He's trying to get this ball to a man. Man's under the basket, right? I would have appreciated this turnover more if he overthrew it and it went out of bounds. Because then it's like, okay, I can see why you did what you tried to do. Just bad execution. Just threw it to Jokic. Threw it right to him. Right here, the Rockets are funny enough are going to try to spam and abuse the Alperen Şengün and reach up and pick and roll. Right, so they're going to have Reed come off of pretty much two screens here, one from KD, another one kind of from Şengün. Right, Şengün's going to immediately slip this, and what happens is Jokic gaps. Like I said, they don't care about our shooters. Cam Johnson is leaving Jabari. Jokic is leaving Okogie. They don't care about our shooters, right? So Jokic is going to kind of gap. Cam Johnson's already gapping, right? Boom. What happens? Jabari is now wide open because nobody cares about our shooters. Both of our corner guys are wide open here. They don't care. And so they just completely collapse on that pick and roll action. They blow it up, right? And what happens? Turnover. Look at this spacing. There are only two guys on this court right now that the Denver Nuggets defense cares about. Reed Shepard and Kevin Durant. They do not care about Amin Thompson cutting baseline. They don't care. Like I said, they gap Jabari. Jabari is being gapped all night. They don't care about him. Aaron Gordon is standing pretty much nail here. They don't care. Right? So this what happens is when we get Katie the basketball, what happens? We can just send almost three defenders to him. We don't care. We don't care about nobody else. Turnover. Get out in transition. I want to say they score here. Yep. We don't care. There was the quote that came out from the Spurs camp that says that the reason they doubled and triple teamed him isn't because they don't believe KD's good. They believe everybody else on our team sucks. And that's how defenses guard us. They guard us like everybody else not named KD sucks. And to me, I keep saying it, that is a personnel issue. Why do I as a defense feel this comfortable leaving Jabari Smith Jr.? I should not be this comfortable being that far off from him. I shouldn't be that comfortable with Nikola Jokic guarding Tari Eason, but they are. That's what they invite. The problem, man. This is a bad pass, Alper and Shingun, right? Tari should already be deeper corner here, right? But Shingun throws a really like high. Tari has to jump to catch that pass. So any hope of catching and shooting before the defense closes out is negated once he has to jump to catch the pass. So bad pass from Alp, right? Then he passes it to a Kogi who is already trying to cut for whatever reason. Like I don't know, man. We kind of have to space here. We should be spacing. All right, he's trying to cut, and so because he's already in cut mode, he just loses the basketball here. Such a comical turnover. Such a comically bad turnover, man. And it doesn't necessarily result in a made basket in the sense that they score on us in transition, but Kogi fouls Cam Johnson here, free throws. So, like I said, we're turning the ball over and we're giving our opponent more possessions with the basketball because we're turning it over. Right. That was one of the things that Fred VanVleet did so well for us is we turned the ball over. So yeah, we didn't always score, didn't always look the prettiest, but what we did do was we limited the amount of times our opponent could get out in transition and score on us. We limit the amount of times our opponent could have the basketball to try to score on us. When you turn the ball over this many times, you give them a minute opportunities to score. This one's a twofold problem, right? Number one, defenses just don't care about Tari Eason. They don't care about him. They don't care what he does. And then KD, we know, is not the best at passing out of traps, not a double team. So look, Cam Johnson says, look, I don't care. They're like in a 2-3 look almost. He doesn't care at all about Tari here. Doesn't care, right? He's just, I'm going to make sure KD doesn't get the basketball. It's kind of like a lazy pass from KD. It should be a lot more velocity. Maybe should try to get this one over. You know what I'm saying? More than what he did. Turnover. Turnover. And now we are out in transition. And actually, no, I'm glad you got this showed because this is a really good defensive play from Alfred Şenkun. This is really good. It just didn't matter. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we lose. When you don't make any of your threes, you turn the ball over at a ridiculous rate, you give people a million opportunities to score more. That's why we lose, man. To good teams like the Nuggets, you can't play that way. You will get embarrassed. Play the way against the Denver Nuggets, which is what we did last night, and we got embarrassed. This is the last one I'm going to show because I think my point I'm making is pretty clear, and you can go watch the full thing if you want more than this. But like, even when we get defensive rebounds, we find a way to turn the ball over. Right, good defense from Capella there. Jabbar gets a really big rebound, right, and just for some reason rushes the decision. Be a little bit more patient here. Ross, you have Reed next to you. You don't have to force this pass here. Tries to force a pass to Aaron Holiday there. Goes off Holiday. Yep. Nuggets basketball. Right. We're trying to mount a comeback. And this is what's happening. Right. And that's why I say, man, like I get it. We're all frustrated. I cannot look at Ime Udoka and say, that's on you. Coach, you did something there. What, what Ime supposed to do? What's he supposed to do in this scenario, man? Goodness gracious. Why did the Houston Rockets lose to the Denver Nuggets last night? We shot 12% from three. We shot 36% from the free throw line, which I didn't even touch on that. But like the fact that, I mean, look at this 0 4 from free throw line from Alfred Şengün, 0 of 1, 0 of 2. Clint Capella made one of our two free throws that were not named Isaiah Crawford. Isaiah Crawford made three free throws in garbage time, and that inflated our our free throw makes. You remove these three makes, what are we? We'll remove that entirely. So that's what 2 for 10, 20%. Come on, bro. You can't win basketball like that, man. 15 turnovers. You cannot win basketball games that way. You cannot win when you shoot this poorly from the 3-point line, the free throw line, and do not take care of the basketball. You just will not win. Not against good teams like the Denver Nuggets. Not against the best player in the league, Nikola Jokic. You won't win that when they're shooting 53% from three. They make their free throws, right? They have turnovers, but they got less than we do. They got 9 TOs. You're not gonna win basketball games with that in 2026, right? And yes, there are things that Ime Udoka can do to put us in more advantageous positions. Yes, absolutely. But when you turn the ball over like that, when you shoot that poorly from three, when you shoot that poorly from the free throw line, those are things that the roster can control. And we didn't do that yesterday. And we lost. So that is what happened. Hope y'all enjoyed rewatching that disaster from last night. I'll try to do more of these more frequently for y'all. Y'all boys stay tuned.